Once upon a time, there was a very poor Jewish family living in the dirty and narrow streets of Frankfurt, Germany. In those days, Jewish families were not given the freedom to trade freely, nor did they have protection from the government. They could not own land, and they were restricted to small businesses. To make things even worse, this family lost their parents at a very young age. With no guidance, the children wandered helplessly from street to street, often facing hunger and humiliation. But destiny had something different in store for them. Within just a few years, this same family rose to become one of the richest and most powerful dynasties in the world. Their wealth and influence grew to such an extent that even global superpowers like Britain, France, and Germany respected and sometimes even feared them. This is the story of the Rothschild family, a name that today is connected with mystery, immense power, and an estimated net worth of nearly $20 trillion. The foundation of this empire was laid by a man named Mayer Amschel Rothschild. He was born in Frankfurt in 1744. His father, Amschel Moses Rothschild, worked in goods trading and small-scale currency exchange. At that time, rare and historical coins were highly valued by European princes and noble families. Amschel Moses supplied these coins to aristocrats, and this gave Mayer early exposure to the world of money. By the time Mayer was 19 years old, he had already started his own small business dealing with coins and money exchange. His sharp mind and clever business skills helped him grow very quickly. Within a short time, he earned enough profit to move his family into a large 5-story house in Frankfurt, which became famous as the Green Shield House. This house not only symbolized their growing wealth but also became the headquarters of what would eventually turn into a global banking empire. Mayer was not only a businessman but also a visionary father. He had 5 sons, and he gave them a deep education about money creation, finance, and manipulation of markets. He believed that in order to create true power, his family must not depend on one city or one country. So, he trained each of his sons and sent them across Europe to expand the family's influence. One went to Paris, another to Vienna, another to Naples, one stayed in Frankfurt, and the most clever of all, Nathan Rothschild, was sent to England. Nathan arrived in London in 1798, and soon he built a banking empire even larger than his father's. His name became legendary after the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. At that time, Europe was in chaos, and Napoleon Bonaparte had become a threat to Britain. The result of the battle was uncertain, and the entire financial market was unstable. Nathan Rothschild used his intelligence and created a network of couriers and informers who gave him news faster than the official government. He received the news of Napoleon's defeat before anyone else in England. Nathan used this secret to his advantage. He quietly spread fear in the stock market, making people believe that Britain had lost. As a result, everyone began to sell their shares in panic. Nathan, on the other hand, bought massive amounts of shares at very cheap prices. And when the official news came out that Britain had actually won, the market rebounded sharply. Overnight, Nathan Rothschild became one of the richest men in Europe, and this cemented the Rothschild family's reputation as financial masterminds. But this was only the beginning. The Rothschilds expanded their empire further by financing governments, railways, and ports. They provided money for wars, construction projects, and trade routes. One of their most notable contributions was funding the Suez Canal, which opened in 1869 and became one of the most important shipping routes in the world. They also invested in mining, oil, and later industries like electronics and banking. Wherever there was opportunity, the Rothschild family was there first. Their network stretched across the entire European continent. Kings, queens, and governments often borrowed money from them. In fact, many governments depended on Rothschild loans to survive wars and economic crises. This gave the family enormous influence, not just financial, but also political. They were no longer just bankers, they became power brokers of Europe. Even in modern times, the Rothschild legacy continues. The family still controls many businesses, financial institutions, and investment firms. Leaders like Alexander Rothschild and David Mayer de Rothschild carry forward the dynasty, representing their wealth and influence in the 21st century. Today, their empire is said to be worth trillions of dollars, and their name is often surrounded by mystery, conspiracy theories, and debates. But one thing is certain, from the dirty streets of Frankfurt to becoming one of the richest families in history, the Rothschilds proved that knowledge, unity, and financial strategy can change the destiny of an entire family.